All right, boys and girls, here's our last lesson together. I've really enjoyed being with you. I hope you've learned a lot about personal safety. Our very last day, what I like to do is what's called a review. So we're going to go over a few things we've learned, and we're going to practice those safety steps one more time. And during the middle of the whole lesson, we're going to meet some of my extra friends you haven't had a chance to meet. All right? So we're going to go over each page, but what I want to do is I just want to find out what you think is the one most important rule about each poster, and I'll help you out with this. All right, back to the first one we learned. This was about car safety. What do you think was the one most important rule you remember about being safe in a car? I bet I know what you're going to say. Wearing your seatbelt. You're exactly right. Here's a situation. What if you're in the car for a really long time? You're buckled into your car seat and mom and dad are driving and you're thinking, in the way back there's a toy or a blanket or a book and I kind of want it. While mom and dad drive, could you unbuckle your seatbelt, climb over the seats, grab what you want, come back and buckle in real quick? You're right. Nope, nobody unbuckles while the car is moving. Not even your mom and dad. This was the crossing the street safety rule. One of the most important rules about this, I bet you remember them all, is that walking, holding hands with a mom and a dad. You know why this is so important? Because you're a small person and your mom and dad are much taller. So the car can see the grown-up even if you can't see the child. So there's so many important rules about crossing the street that are really good to remember, but let's always hold hands with a grown-up. This was the fire safety one. Did you think of a time you could use a lighter or matches? Well, what if it's your birthday party and the candles are in the cake on the table and mom has a small lighter there for when your friends come over to sing to you? Can't you light your own birthday candles? No, you're right. Just moms and dads and grown-ups can light birthday candles. What about on a camping trip? You help your dad carry the logs and you've put them into the fire pit and you're going to light a giant campfire. Maybe you can roast some mallows or maybe some hot dogs. But who gets to light the campfire? You got it. A grown-up, mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. Fire safety, really important to learn. This was the one about the bike helmets. Remember that one? We always wear a helmet on bikes, scooters, skateboards, and roller skates, and also the other sports that we need to wear a helmet with. This was the one we talked about, safe touch. Remember that one? And that one we call not safe touch. Okay, I'm going to give you some words, and I want you to say out loud if you think it's safe or not safe. Are you ready? How about a hug and a kiss from mom and dad? You're right, safe touch. What about a punch? Not safe touch. What about a high five? Safe touch. Getting tucked in bed at night? You're right, safe touch. What if someone pushes you off the play structure? Not safe touch. What about petting your dog or your cat? Safe touch. What about if someone pulls your hair or scratches your arm or pinches you? Not safe touch. You're really good at this. Let me ask you a tricky one. You go to the doctor's office and the doctor says you're going to have a shot. Is a shot a safe touch or a not safe touch? Think about it. If you said a safe touch, you're right. Because shots do hurt and we don't really want them, but you know what? They put medicine in our body. So we call a shot a safe touch. Here's another tricky one. What if you are at the park and you get a splinter in your finger and your mom's got to get that splinter out? It's going to kind of hurt a little bit, right? Is it safe or not safe? You're right. It's a safe touch. Even though it's going to hurt to get it out, do we leave a splinter in our finger? No, we got to get it out. So it's called a safe touch. You're good at those. This was the one that we call a touch you don't want. And the most important thing for you to remember, and I mentioned it in a couple of our books that we read, is a touch you don't want is your choice. And if you don't want someone to touch you in any way, remember we give the eye contact and we say, no thanks, I don't want you to, whatever that touch is. You get to choose. It's your choice. This was the important rule of last week. No one should touch your private body parts except to keep you clean and healthy. You know what? The first part of that rule I said was no one should touch your private body parts. But guess what else? No one should ask you to touch their private body parts either. It's the same rule. You don't touch theirs, they don't touch yours. Just for those two reasons, clean and healthy. And don't forget, there's three things that are important. We never keep a secret. It's never a child's fault. And you can always tell a grown-up that you trust. So that's our review. Now what I want to do is I wanted to go over the safety steps one more time because it's such an important thing to do. So I thought I might get my friend Chris to go over the safety steps with some of you. And I might ask my friend Nicole to go over the safety steps with the rest of you. So we're going to go over the safety steps together, and there's going to be 2, 4, 6 sets of eyes on you to make sure you know the safety steps, all right? So my friends are going to be sitting right over here watching you, and I'm going to stand up right back here, and we're going to go over those safety steps. So stand up big and tall and brave with me. Let me move my camera a little bit. So here we go. Big and tall and brave. Our shoulders are back. Our eyes are on the person. We look nice and brave. And if they ask us to do something that makes us feel not safe, number 1, we say words that mean no. Say it with me. No. Number 2, get away. And number 3, we're going to tell a grown-up. We use all the words we can think of to tell a grown-up so that they know that we have something to tell them that's about our safety. Let's do those in Español. 1. Palabras que quieren decir no. 2. Camina y aléjate. 3. Dile a un adulto, una persona grande. Good job on the safety steps. There's 2 more friends I wanted you to meet because it's hard to get everyone in the picture because Mrs. T just has 2 hands, but I wanted you to meet my friend Gwen. I call her Gwen the Gorgeous because she happens to be a goose that is gorgeous. Look at her. Also, she's my helper. And sometimes when I'm in the class, right, I put my hand inside her wing and then I can count the safety steps with her. So want to do them together? Yeah. Number 1, say words that mean no. Number 2, get away. And number 3, tell a grown-up. Thanks for telling me. So that completes our Kids Toolbox for Personal Safety. I hope you've learned a lot of lessons. Your parents have probably learned a little bit too, and you guys can talk about it. Also, I'll be seeing you in 2nd grade at the school that you go to, so I'm going to be seeing you in person, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to put a contact on the screen for moms and dads in case they have any questions or want to reach out to us. So thank you so much for being such good listeners and such good students. Practice what I've taught you, all right?